Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Um, this video was originally going to be a mukbang, but I decided to do a kind of a life update video, just to talk, because sometimes you just gotta talk. So, I want to start this conversation off by saying, cut my hair from front and back. And you're probably wondering, why'd I cut my hair? Well, and you might not be wondering that, but that is the question I'm going to answer. Now, I said to my barber, because she asked me the same question, she asked me, Logan, why did you cut her hair? I mean, why did you want to cut your hair? And I responded by saying, I've grown it for 3 years now, and I just decided to need to cut. Now, is that the real answer? Absolutely fucking not. My barber, if you are watching this video, which you probably aren't, I'm sorry. But I'm explaining the real reason in this video, and it's gonna be a wild one. So, in order to answer this question, we need to kind of roll it back. So, people see me as however they want to see me. You may see me as however you want to see me. But the way I think people see me is a guy who is goofy but mature. It's hard to explain, but it's just hard to explain, and I just can't really explain it. But yesterday, I had my shift down in Brothers Market, the place I work, and my manager, they're around 18, 19 years old. I'm 2, 3 years apart. And me and him are kind of buds. We hung out at the gym together one time. We kind of play fight sometimes, but we get along decently well. And he asked me a question last night because this person's a guy. He asked me a question. He asked, Logan, do you act the way you are, or do you act out for attention? And I didn't know how to respond to that. It was very confusing, and I will admit I didn't really answer his question, but after thinking about it, not really. I do sometimes act out for attention mentally. That's when, I'm being goofy, screwing around with my coworkers, and, don't give me crap about that. I know if you're the same age as me, you probably goofed around with your coworkers too. But, I don't act out for attention. I do act like I do. I do sometimes act differently, but I will admit sometimes the way I act is not really the real me. And I thought about that question a lot. And I will admit I have not really been the real me. Now, I have been more real, as in 6th grade, I did not act like me at all. Well, I never really acted like me. I acted like my 1st grade self, because my 1st grade self acted like that. But I kept on that personality. But on the inside, I'm that quiet dude who is just someone who's quiet, doesn't really talk a lot, more nonchalant. it's hard to describe the real me, but that's just how I really am. And my school friends notice that. I think the reason why he asks me that question is because he knows the real me. And I do sometimes not act the real me because I don't really want to see people the way I really act because it worries them, admittedly. And I don't really want people, I never really wanted people to worry about me or think of me different in a negative way. So I was real in 8th grade, but I was kind of half and half ninth grade because I didn't want to act someone who was stressed, who was someone who had bad mental health issues, and I just didn't really want to act like how I really act like. I wanted to kind of be part of the crowd, to be happy, to be who I'm really not. And I realized from what he asked me, I realized, do I really want to hide my personality? Do I really want to keep it hidden? And keep in mind, I do still keep my real personality open, but that's just to my close friends. And I keep working on this stuff. I don't even know if I'm seeing this. Sorry, I gotta kind of talk quiet. But I realized that if I keep acting my fake personality, then is that really going to get me in the real world? So I've decided, which is one of the reasons I got my haircut, well, the main reason, but it's because I'm going to start acting the real me. Now, before you ask this if you do. Yes, the long hair was definitely the real me. I absolutely loved long hair. But I need to explore the real me. I need to explore how I'm actually going to act real. Now, beforehand, if you have ever interacted with me ever, you have seen me as this silly guy who always tries to keep a positive attitude, who tries not to let himself get brought down. Now, obviously, I'm not going to let myself be brought down. That's not how I'm going to act. But the real me is going to be more quiet, more nonchalant, which means chill. And I'm just going to be someone who's a guy who doesn't really talk. I will talk to you. I will befriend you. But I will not really talk. I'll be quiet. My face will be straight on monotone, which you can see I don't really use a lot of emotion on my face, as you can tell. So my face will be monotone. I will be very nonchalant. I'll probably barely talk. But that's the real me. And I feel like being the real me might help out with my depression, might help with my stress. But if I don't try now, then how am I ever going to get into the real world? Now, I have to thank the person who asked me that question and for us into getting to that deep conversation, because if it weren't for him, I probably wouldn't have gotten the haircut. Because getting the haircut, I think, started the first step of the new real me, which is, like I said, quiet, nonchalant, someone whose face is just monotone. I don't know what they call it, but my face just shows no emotion. But that's just how I'm going to be. And I'm not sure if you're going to like the real me, but this is just who I'm going to be in the future. Now, that's all I really got to talk about today. I just need to get some stuff off my chest, because I feel like if I didn't, it would just felt bad not to talk about. So, like I said, I know I said this before like 2 times already, but the real me is how you're kind of seeing me now. A calm guy who really doesn't have a lot of emotion, who really doesn't talk a lot. And the reason why I acted like this excited person is because that's just how I fit in. But if I act like my real self, I might fit in better. I don't know for sure, but I might. Now, just know I will upload my gaming videos tonight. Most of the time, I record them around, usually when I get home from school or work, and when I have a day off, I normally just record them at night. You'll still see my regular gaming schedule, but I just wanted to talk about this because I just feel like I need some stuff off my chest, and this was just the best way to do it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. You do not have to watch this video whatsoever, because you probably won't even watch halfway through. But it was definitely good to talk about this on a maturity level, and it was just definitely good to talk about. So, if you did listen, thank you. If you didn't, that's fine. I completely understand. But that's all I really have to talk about today. Thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. My content will still be gaming related. I'll still upload gaming videos and stuff like that. But it will be different. I might upload more types of content in the future. But that's just how things are going to be. Thank you for watching if you did. I hope you guys have a good day.